You got to remember that and get everything for him. Dan Reardon is standing by right now, and we're going to go to him as he is somewhere milling about in the crowd. So are we ready to go to Dan? Let's go to him right now.
We're visiting now with one of the winners of this event, Aaron Hogshead. Aaron, what event did you swim in?
Butterfly.
And how did you do?
If you want.
First place.
Set a record?
I set a record last Saturday.
How long have you been swimming, Aaron?
Since I was 4.
And who taught you?
My mom.
And how about swimming in a competition like this, swimming against other kids? How long have you been doing that?
Since I was 4.
Now, the name Hogshead, for people who follow swimming, they know the name Nancy Hogshead. You're related to Nancy Hogshead. Tell us about that.
Well, my cousin Nancy, she was in the Olympics in 1984.
And the shirt you're wearing is from her?
Yes, it is.
And what does your shirt say?
Hog Wild Swim Clinic.
Now, you're very, very young, and it's a long way until you're talking about Olympics. But because you have a cousin who swam in the Olympics, are you thinking about maybe someday you might also be in the Olympics?
I hope so.
When you swim in the freestyle events, do you swim the other strokes at all at this age? Like butterfly or backstroke or any of those kind of things?
Well, I swim freestyle when I was little, and then when I was six, I started swimming other events.
What of the other strokes do you really like?
Freestyle, butterfly, and backstroke.
In that order? That's the order in which you prefer to do them? So let's see, what does that leave out? It leaves out the breaststroke. Why don't you like the breaststroke?
Because I'm not very good at it, and it's kind of hard for me.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. We talked about you on the broadcast. Certainly you've got the right tradition with a cousin who is a swimmer in the Olympics, and we'll look forward to maybe seeing you not only next year, but down the road, maybe Aaron Hogshead on the Olympics. Thanks, Aaron.
Bye.
Let's see if we can get another swimmer in here. And we talked last year, and this is Spring Innes. Spring, talk about your events tonight.
I was very pleased.
Don't wander off now.
My first event was the 100 IM, and I had swam. I wasn't pleased with my time in prelims, and I just really wanted to do great for today, and I swam my best time. I went a 106.5, I believe, and I was really happy because I broke the record, and that's ultimately what I wanted to do today.
What about your other events?
In my breaststroke, I did pretty well. I broke the record, did pretty close to my fastest time. And in my freestyle, I also broke the record and came within 5/10 of my fastest time.
Is that what you're looking at, 3 records and 3 events, or was that maybe beyond your expectations?
I was looking for that. I knew that I could swim the times because I'd done it before, but I just really wanted the records. I had been sick previous to prelims, which was really bad because my times weren't that good in prelims. So I just wanted to get back from the illness.
If I'm remembering correctly, and we just briefly, they brought you by and said, here's somebody to talk to. You are nationally ranked, is that correct?
Yes, in a relay. I also swim for Clayton Shaw Park, United States, which is a United States swimming team. And our relay got first place in the nation out of the 11-12 girls for two relays, the 400 medley relay and the 400 freestyle relay.
Now, when you do something, when you're swimming on a team, how many opportunities do you have to swim outside this area?
Actually, not that many. I swim with the USS team when I'm not swimming here. But sometimes I just come up to these pools to swim. But outside the area, as in other cities, with my USS team, I have a lot of opportunities. I can go to regions, meets called regions and zones, and also I can go to nationals if I qualify.
What about swimming out of the summertime? Do you swim for a school?
Yes, I swim for McClure High School. I went to state this spring.
What year will you be next year?
I'll be a sophomore.
So last year was your first year of swimming, prep swimming. What's the difference between that and this kind of competition?
Well, actually, in prep swimming, I'm swimming against people that are like 18 or so, and I'm only 13.
It looks
So
like daytime.
that kind of makes it a lot different. And the rules are somewhat different. Not that much, but
It doesn't look like
just,
it's that bright.
just the competition always changes with high school swimming, too.
What's your preference as far as a stroke? What's your best stroke?
I think breaststroke is probably my best stroke, but I like freestyle.
If you wander anymore, we're both going into the pool here. What's your weakest stroke?
Hey, let's go over
I
there
think
and get
that's
behind
probably
him.
backstroke.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
And ultimately, what would you like to specialize in?
I really enjoy sprint freestyle a lot. I think that's great. 50s and 100 freestyles are my favorite.
Well, we'll see you again, I guess, next year. Maybe 3 more records.
I certainly hope so.
Thanks for coming by, Spring.
Thank you.
And we have a team over here. We have a team. If we can get all these young ladies, if you can swing in here.
They just got you. They just got you. Yeah.
And let's go right down and get the names, first of all. Your name?
Carrie Green, Kara Cadell,
Gwen Kelly. Shannon Lipton.
And refresh my memory. What did you ladies win?
medley relay, 11 to 14 girls,
Your stroke?
freestyle, butterfly,
Breaststroke. Backstroke.
How about individually? You were swimming individually as well. Any wins in this group?
Yep.
A first?
Yep, first and fly,
And what age group?
13, 14.
And you had a win?
Backstroke.
Okay, talk about the team philosophy. Anything different as opposed to the individual events? Is it more enjoyable? More pressure? Less pressure? What about it? Let's start down there.
I guess we all work together because we love each other. And I don't know, it's just basically it's easier because you know you're not the only one that has to do it.
How long have you been swimming together as a unit?
Oh, we've been swimming all summer together, and we've swam in past years together.
The 4 of you have been swimming as a team before this year. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
A record tonight?
No, we know a record.
No records.
Next year.
What about backgrounds? Where do you go to school?
Hazelwood West. Hazelwood West.
Sacred Heart, Brittany Woods School in University.
And how many of those schools give you the opportunity to swim high school?
Ours does. Hazelwood West. Ours does too.
When I go to a public high school, I'll be able to swim.
Where will that be?
Hazelwood Central.
And you're going.
I'm going to be in 8th grade, so I have to wait till high school.
So you're quite a bit younger than the rest of these swimmers. You're going to see them move on and collect a whole group of teammates. Is that correct?
Yes.
What are your ambitions? What are your goals in swimming? You know, we talked to this young lady earlier, Erin Hogshead. She's 7 to 8. She's got a cousin who was in the Olympics. I mean, that's pretty ambitious kind of stuff. Are you folks looking at least to stay through the 4 years of high school as competitive swimmers?
Yeah, I think I'm going to swim all for the rest of my high school career.
And what event would you like to excel in?
Backstroke and breaststroke, probably.
How about for you? What's your ambition?
I don't know, just to make state and fly.
State in the fly.
Yeah.
Now, you're talking about high school.
Yeah. I want to recommend it.
You want to break a minute. How about you?
I hope either to swim or play soccer, and I would probably swim through all my high school years.
Are the two sports compatible at all, soccer and swimming, or does one hurt the other one?
Well, it depends. If I swim competitively then I won't be able to swim as well in soccer.
And you've got a lot of time to make the choice, but what event would you like to specialize in?
100 and 200 back.
100 and 200 back. One quick question. We'll go straight down the line with this. You're teenage girls. You spend all this time on swimming. Doesn't that cut into your social life?
Well, sometimes when you swim winter, but most of the time I just kind of work around it. So.
Nice way to meet guys.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. It's great.
Good guys to meet.
Pretty well.
How about it socially? Does it cut into your time?
Well, sometimes it does in the winter, but as Carrie said, I just work around it.
We don't have to ask the people in elementary school. They don't worry about social life, right?
I'm going to be an 8th grader.
You're going into 8th grade.
Little 8th grader.
Well, we want to thank all of you for coming by. Good luck the rest of the way, not only in the summer leagues, but your high school competition as well.
I want to say one more thing. She broke her finger playing soccer, so soccer does interfere with swimming.
Well, obviously she does it wrong because soccer is done with the feet, so you better specialize in swimming. Thanks, ladies, for coming by. Tony, let's get you in here. You're
What I'm
the
going to do is one of these numbers right here.
you're the chief.
Come around.
How about if I give you the microphone and you take charge here?
Okay, I'll be happy to do it. Jeff Cummings is standing by to my right. And Jeff, come on in here. Congratulations on a great day.
Thank you.
You're victorious in the 15 to 18 IM, 15 to 18 backstroke, and 15 to 18 medley relay. And you set records. Did you set records in every one of these events?
Yeah, in the medley relay, I was in the breaststroke leg.
You were going to go on to the national championships out here?
Yeah, in about a week and a half, I'm going to Austin, Texas Swim Center, where I'm going to swim 100 breast, 200 breast, and 100 back. It's basically more national competition in summer league, but it should be more challenging, I think.
Looking at ahead, Jeff, we don't really see many swimmers, particularly black swimmers, going on the national scene. Are you going to set precedent?
Well, everybody says I'm favored to win the 100 breast at nationals, and if I just prepare more, I think I can win it. But I think I can really do good in nationals, like everybody says.
How much time do you put in as far as getting ready for an event such as this?
Every day I practice like 4 hours a day or 3.5 hours a day. But it takes a lot of work. You can't just take a couple of days off when you want. It's really hard work every day.
When did you decide you wanted to be a swimmer?
Well, I started when I was 5, but I didn't swim competitively till I was about 8. But I really started getting into it when I was in 11 and 12.
Who's been instrumental in your development overall?
My coach, Paul Murphy, and my mom, and basically all my friends who've helped me get to this where I am now.
They give you an awful lot of encouragement. Do you swim on the Berkeley swim team?
Yes, and in the winter and fall and the spring, I swim for North County Swim Club. It's a real good team. It's basically a young team, but we have a lot of fast people, and a lot of people should really do good in the future.
And I guess there's nothing like being able to swim in the good old outdoors as opposed to smelling all that Purex and everything on an indoor pool.
Yeah, outdoors, it's kind of funny because you got the weather and you can't control the weather, but indoors you have a controlled climate. So most people think that outdoor swimming is worse than swimming indoors, but I don't think so. I think it's just you have to prepare yourself for those situations and just do your best.
Out of all the events you participated in tonight, was there any that you would consider to be your favorite and one that you wouldn't want to do as much as some of the others, I say?
Well, I thought when I swam the free relay, and I was kind of that was one I thought was real exciting because that was when I had to swim real fast because we were hoping to win, but we didn't win, but we all swam our fastest, and I thought that was a really good team effort, but I thought the IM was best because I really did my best in that because I had people pushing me most of the way, and I had record goal in mind to improve from when I did last Saturday.
And what year are you at Berkeley?
This will be my 3rd year at Berkeley. I intend to go on until I'm 18. When I go to college, I'll come back in the summer and swim here, break a couple more records, and just motivate everybody else to do as good as I am.
Well, congratulations, Jeff. I think you're a fine young athlete. Continued success to you.
Thank you.
Okay, that was Jeff Cummings. What a day. 3 victories, 3 records in the 15-18 IM, the 15-18 backstroke, and the 15-18 medley relay. Coming on in right now is Ann Lawrence from Hazelwood. And Ann, congratulations on a great day. You won the IM 15-18 and the backstroke. Nice going.
Thank you.
And you set records in both events?
No. I don't think so. I don't know about any record.
Well, pin the tail on me. That's my fault.
I hope I did. I don't think I did, though.
And going into tonight's meeting overall, what were some of the things on your mind as far as taking on the challenges? I guess you swam against some of these people before.
Well, this year was like the hardest year as far as competition. I never had as much competition as this year. And this is my last summer swimming. I'm old. I'm one of the older ones. And so I was thinking, I want to win just because it's my last summer, swimming summer league.
I can't believe you can stand here and look at me, an old geezer, and say that you're getting old. You don't really know.
I feel like I'm getting old.
You're at Hazelwood now. Are you a senior?
No, I'm actually going to be a sophomore in college.
Wow, great.
I'm 19. I turned 19 during the summer, so I was able to swim summer league.
So you were able to continue. Are you going to do any? Are you doing any swimming right now in college?
Oh yeah, I'm swimming for Northeast Missouri State.
Glad to get a chance to talk to you. What's the difference between, say, swimming in high school and swimming in college?
Well, there's a big difference. It's more intense in college. I like it a lot better. Well, I don't know. I liked high school. but I like college because it's co-ed. But I mean, high school was fun. It had its moments, and so does college. But college is more intense. We do a lot more work.
Any aspirations as far as your swim career is concerned? You know, so many people start off and they go their own separate ways, but what would you like to do as far as swimming is concerned?
Well, I'd like to make nationals in a distance event, mainly the mile or the 1,000 free. I'm a distance swimmer.
Well, that's not bad for an old lady of about 19 years old. Please give me a break. But I tell you what, this, to me, I can't think of a better event to participate in as far as swimming is concerned here, and being with your friends and all, and the atmosphere is so harmonious.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just fun, and that's what swimming's supposed to be. You know, it's competitive, and you want to be competitive and win, but you want to have fun. That's why I'm in swimming, just to have fun.
Is there anyone that you follow around as far as swimming is concerned, say Olympians or someone like that?
Like my idol?
Yes, your idol.
Well, Janet Evans, of course, she's great. And Tracy Calkins, who could forget her, but Janet Evans, she's just great, but she's younger than me, so she's my idol, but she's younger. I don't, but yeah, I would like to follow in her footsteps, but she's just awesome, too awesome for words.
Have you ever met any of your idols before?
Well, I've been to a couple of really important meets when I was swimming for USS, and I met really good swimmers, and of course the swimmers on USS teams now in St. Louis are going to be future Olympians, so I know some of them. I know some future Olympians, my friends, people I swam with, so I know some future ones.
And nice going tonight. Good luck to you in the future and all as you start to get older, and believe it or not, you are going to. Congratulations.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, that's Ann Lawrence. And Dan Reardon's going to step in here real quick.
Yeah, we've got a couple more people to talk to, Tony. If we can get these gentlemen over here, don't go away.
Okay.
Gentlemen, if you can sort of get lined up there so we can see everybody. These are the winners of the boys 15 to 18 freestyle relay. This is the sprint cars here. You guys have a nickname. What's that nickname?
The Four Horsemen.
And you swim for?
Ferguson.
Let's get the names. Go down the line. Your name?
I'm Matt Bricky.
Dave Hoker.
Bart Woods.
Mike Bricky.
You guys had an ambition coming in when you came to this event. You've been together for a while. What was that ambition?
Well, we've been together for 4 years, and we kind of wanted to go out with the bang. So we wanted to get the record and win the event.
Not only did you get the record, but you got it comfortably.
Yeah, well, we just wanted to beat Berkeley. That was our main thing. It was kind of a friendly grudge match, and we're just glad we won it.
How long have you been swimming in this event? Now, not the relay as such, but this conference meet.
For me, it's what, 6 years, 7 years? It's about the same for, well, Bart's been swimming longer. Matt hasn't been swimming long, but Dave, you've been swimming as long as me. 4 years.
4 to 6 years for us.
Yeah, around there.
How about individual events that you were swimming in tonight, first years?
I qualified in the freestyle and breaststroke, and I finished 5th in freestyle and 5th or 6th in breaststroke also.
For you?
I got 4th in IM and fly and 6th in back.
Down the row?
2nd in breaststroke and 3rd in freestyle.
And yours?
I took 1st in free, and I took 3rd or 4th in back and 3rd or 4th in fly.
Now, you guys all were swimmers in high school. You're all from the same school.
Yeah, we've been here since high school since freshmen, swimming together.
And that school is?
McClure.
Now, you were all swimmers in high school?
Yeah, we all started swimming together when we were freshmen, and we did pretty good last year at state too, 15 statewide, the 4 of us.
Now, in high school, did you swim freestyle relay as well, and at what length?
It was a freestyle relay, but we swam 100 a piece instead, 4 laps instead of 2. So it's a longer distance, but.
Is that better for you or worse?
It depends on the swimmer. On sprinters, like quick people that got good starts and good turns, 50's better, but like people who have better strokes and stuff, 100's usually better because they got more time to make up for their loss off the start or so.
Talk about the sacrifices you've made in swimming.
Sacrifice is tough. Got to put in a lot of work, a lot of sweat, and a lot of pain. Do a lot of weight work. That's about it, really.
And who's going to be swimming out of this group next year? What are you guys going to be doing?
I'm going to be at Colorado State, but they don't have a swim team there, so I'm just going to be hitting the weight room, I suppose. It's no swimming.
Recreational, no more competitive swimming for you?
More competitive swimming. I'm through.
So you're just going to enjoy your time in the pool. How about you?
I'll probably be swimming at Merrimack next year. It's junior college.
What kind of a swim program do they have in the junior college system?
They got a pretty good program. They've had junior college champions. They went on to larger schools on scholarships. But it's pretty good as far as I know.
And your future?
Oh, I'm planning on playing football at Central Missouri State. They don't have a swim team, so I'm just going to swim recreationally.
What's your position in football?
Defensive end.
Talk about the connection between football and swimming. It would seem the sports are not highly compatible.
No, they're not, but if you lift weights, if you keep lifting weights, it helps you a lot in both sports because you're stronger, and obviously if you have more strength, you can swim a lot faster and play football better, and that happens in all sports. The stronger you are, the better you're going to be.
I would have to think the anchor on the swim team may be swimming competitively next year. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm going to swim at UMSL next year.
And what's the program like over at UMSL?
They got a tough program, tough division, a lot of tough swimmers coming up for UMSL. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
And if memory serves me correct, UMSL has a women's coach. Is that correct?
They sure do. Mary Liston. She's the coach.
And she's a free-spirited person. Certainly the people that I have heard just think it's wonderful swimming for her.
She's a nut, and I can't wait to see what happens with her.
Well, good luck to all you guys. Congratulations. What a great finish.
All right, thank you.
And we have
Jim Schreckengold.
Let's get him in here. Let's get him between us, Tony. If we can slide you here between us.
And Jim, I want to congratulate you on a great, fantastic meet. I tell you, my second time coming out here, and it's just even more beautiful this time than the last time.
Oh, thank you very much. Glad it wasn't a rain or anything like that like it was last year at the prelims, and I thought it went real well.
I remember it did rain last year at the prelims overall. It was a little bit warm on Saturday, but I tell you, you couldn't plan a better evening than this.
Oh, no, this is real nice, and wasn't too hot or cold. It was just perfect conditions.
Jim, how much time goes into formulating a meet like this overall, and especially the timer? I mean, I tell you, the timer was right on it. If they could get a guy like that in church, hey, you wouldn't have to worry about anybody not going.
No, well, as far as you learn from your mistakes every year, this has been our 10th conference here that we've had, and you usually learn by your mistakes. If you have any mistakes, the following year you can always take care of a certain problem and make things run much smoother.
I tell you, you look around and see people coming from all over in the park to sit down and everything. I get excited when I see something like this because it's just so beautiful and so serene, and you do a great job. And maybe people from all over the city should know the kind of job that you do here in North County.
Well, there is a problem with a lot of people not knowing about there is a municipal league, and it's a type of league where you can bring your whole family and your kids are going to participate in a meet together. It's not like a separate meet here and then you go over to like a baseball game, where you go to your one child's baseball game here and your other child's baseball game there. Here, everybody, they're competing on one team at one time.
And you can see the harmony and all. I understand. I was told that swimmers are just a little bit different as far as the temperament of competition is concerned here. It's not so much as real intensity except in the pool.
Well, there is a lot of intensity here. The kids themselves create their own. Usually it's not too much of the coaches hyping up the children. It's usually the children on their own because they're competing with their own age group. With their kids there's some kids swim during the winter time, but when they come on the summertime, they're swimming they swim during the winter time on the same team, but then in the summertime, it's more of a relaxed league where they'll swim with maybe some other team and swim against each other. So pretty much there's a lot of kids that do know each other, and as I said, it's a family league where all the people that help out, the timers, the results clerks, the bullpen, the runners, ribbon riders, are all parents. So it's all like a family thing.
And I want to take this time out, and I'm sure you do too, to just congratulate everybody on a job well done. They were just fantastic this year.
You got the same words. I agree with you more and more. I agree with you 100%.
Jim, I tell you, I don't envy you because next year will be coming up soon, and I don't really see how you can top this year overall.
Well, we usually top every year, though. I mean, there's always something different or something more exciting always happens every year.
I tell you what, I really enjoyed being here, and continued success to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, that's Jim Sheck and Ghost. And we're going to continue on as we see right now that B and Dan have a very special guest, and you can have the microphone.
The microphone relay here. We've been looking at the medley relay. Now we've got the microphone relay. We're talking with Fred Crouch.
Yeah.
Fred is the coach of the Ferguson swim team and also the coach of McClure High School swim team. Let's talk a little bit first about this meet and your people in the meet. Who was particularly pleasing to you?
Well, I only coach the 13-14 boys and the 15-18 girls and boys. And I also help out with the little kids. So it was fun to see some of the kids that started with us this year do extremely well.
So when we were talking to that freestyle relay team, those are your proteges out there. You taught them everything they know, right?
Well, not all of them, but some of them been on USS teams, but they've been with me for 4 years, and then they're the four horsemen, and we took them to state, and Mike is the anchor, and they've worked really hard for 4 years, so it's really nice to see them come through here.
Is that difficult? You coach at McClure. They all went to McClure. You coach the Ferguson swim team. They swim for Ferguson. You see them 9 months out of the year. I mean, are there times that you say, I don't think I wanted to do this for 4 years?
Well, no, because they're really a fun-loving group, and they have only 4 months with me, and then the girl season is a break, and then they come and swim for 2 months in the summer. So, no, they're fun-loving guys, and they really try and work hard, so you can't get sad or you can't get complacent with somebody that really tries hard.
Make a comparison between high school coaching and club coaching, the outdoor, the indoor. What are the differences? What are the similarities?
Well, the high school is for blood and for honor and school, and in the summer it's mostly for the individual kid. We don't ever teach them to try to win at all costs. We teach them how to swim, how to start, and how to turn. In the competition, they're going to take care of themselves. I don't ever have to say to a kid that he has to go out and beat somebody. And if he didn't beat him, I tell him why he didn't beat him, and I leave it at that. So, I mean, we're kind of really laid back. I don't believe in hyping everybody up and going, beat this person, and then if they don't beat them, then they're real sad and they don't know how to handle it. So, I believe that the kid is a winner, whether he wins the race or not, if he can improve his time.
You've been coaching since 1969. That's 20 years. Obviously, there have to be changes in the sport. The water's the same. The distances are primarily the same. The strokes are at least similar. What are the differences that you've seen in 20 years of coaching swimmers?
The kids are taller. The kids have been doing it earlier, and they're a lot stronger. The pools are better designed. The lane lines are better constructed, and the blocks are better. So with all those advantages, obviously they're going to go faster and much quicker.
How about the talent in the St. Louis area? Is this a good area to coach? Obviously, California and Florida are always going to have an edge over Midwestern areas, but how good is St. Louis as a swimming area?
They've had some talented individuals coming out as a whole metropolitan area, just simply because they're down and the birth rate's down. We don't see as many kids in swimming as I did in '69. I mean, there was tons and tons and tons of kids.
We saw St. Louisans show very well in the last Olympics. Is there a carryover effect, or is it too far off to see that impacting on the St. Louis area? But you would assume that if you have St. Louis swimmers winning medals in Seoul, Korea, that other St. Louis swimmers are going to see that and maybe alter their approach. Is that true?
That's possible. The biggest thing is the competition with other kids in those lanes to make you or to work you into being that Olympic champion. In some cases you can do it by yourself, and in some cases it helps if you have more than one person in the lane in your caliber. Obviously, if you go to California, you're going to have more kids out there to compete with, and if you go to Florida, the same is true. But it's not impossible for someone to do really well and come out of Midwest swimming.
Fred, I know it's your last event. You get a little time off. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much for having me.
And if we can get Tony in here and we can do a little close here, Tony?
Yes, we will. We do have the results here. As we see in 5th place, Delwood with 317 points. In 4th place, Hazelwood, 339. In 3rd, Bell Fountain Neighbors, 391. In 2nd, Ferguson,